Hello and welcome to a short tutorial on how to use your hot potato software on your laptops for the Get Real assessment task. In this tutorial I'm going to show you how to create and save your crossword, and in the next tutorial I'm going to show you how to submit your crossword to your teacher and make it available to other students, and also show you how to access other students' crosswords when they're done and uploaded, so that you can test your own knowledge and understanding of various drug issues. So anyway, to begin, I'm going to click on Start and All Programs. Your hot potato software has been loaded onto your laptops already. I'm going to select JCross, and I'm going to start by giving the crossword a title. Now when you're doing this, try and be creative. Maybe use the same slogan or tagline that you may have used in your group's ad, rather than just calling it something like alcohol crossword or drugs crossword or PE crossword. Be a bit more creative than that, but you can name it anything. Now once you've got the title, you can start by adding the answers, and when you do a crossword you start by putting the answers down first, and then you do the clues later. So an easy way to do it is to come up to this button which says create a grid layout automatically, and so all I need to do is type in some words which are going to be the answers. I'll just put a few down now. You can just brainstorm these. Maybe go for, I think around about 20 words would be a minimum. Go for about 30 if you can. Just type the words. Adding the clues is the more challenging part. You can adjust the size of the grid if you want, make it smaller or bigger, but you want the words to crisscross a fair bit, so don't make it too big. When you're done, when you've added all of your words, and you can add more later or add more as you go, you can click Make the Grid, and you can see it will put the words into a layout automatically for you, some across and some down. From there you're going to add the clues. We're going to come over here and select one of the answers, and I'm going to write a clue for that. But what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to switch to one that I've already created earlier. And again, this was just a quick test of the software. I found it pretty easy to use, and I know that some of you guys have already figured all of this stuff out for yourselves. But when it comes to adding the clues, you can do things like make a sentence and the clue is the missing, or the answer is the missing word in the sentence, or you can have some kind of a synonym or a word that's closely associated with your answer, but try and have a variety of the style of clues. As I said before, this is going to take a little bit of time, but as you see, you just click on each of the words, and I've already written in some clues for each of the words there, but these can also be adjusted at any time. When you're done, click on OK, and what you're going to do now is click OK at the bottom. We've done that, and you get taken back to this grid. Now from here you're pretty much done. Now it doesn't look like what the final product will look like, but you've put the answers down and you've put the clues in. Now from here, you might hit save regularly and give your crossword a name, which can be anything. But before you finish it all, wrap it all up and submit it, you can come over here to the configuration screen, click on this button, and you can change the way that your crossword is going to look when other people play around with it. You can, in the titles instructions, you can maybe click on or write the names of the people in your group who have contributed to this. Or you can write some other kind of message, some instructions coming across here. You can change what happens when people access and interact with your crossword. One of the things that you might want to play around with is the appearance. You can change the the color of the screen maybe. As I said, there's plenty of things that you can do here. You might add a timer, give the people who are trying out your crossword a time limit. And there's various other functions which you can play around with yourself, but you don't need to make it too tricky or too technical. But that option is there for you. Right, so once you've got it looking the way you want it to, save it again. And just one thing, when you're giving your crossword a name, it's probably a good idea to avoid spaces. This might be a problem later on when it's submitted as a HTML file, or we're trying to access it over the internet. So if there's any spaces, maybe add an underscore. Going to click on save. And now how we save it is as a web page. Now there's two ways of doing this. We can just simply click on this button here, which I'll do in a sec, or I'll show you. Click on File, Create Web Page, standard format. The simple way is just click on this button here. Maybe save it to your desktop, because you're going to play around with it soon. So it's on the desktop, hit save. I've already done this, so I'm just replacing that file. And you can have a look at what it's going to look like. Just maximize that. Allow this block content. This will bring up the timer that I added before, and the timer starts counting down. Here's my little welcome message, and if I click on one down, it gives me the clue what kids can be found doing on Saturday nights. Or maybe that's binge drinking. I knew that because I already wrote the clue myself, but as you can see, the clues are also down the bottom of the grid, and that was something else that I put into the configuration screen. If you want to have a hint, it might give you a letter, but essentially you want people to find your crossword challenging but not impossible. So maybe test around with the people in your group before you submit it. So I'm just going to close this. That's what it's going to look like. It's simple enough, so I'll be happy with that. We've got it saved to our desktop, and we're going to be using that file in the next tutorial. If you wanted to make any changes, you can come back here and change some of the words or some of the clues, some of the configurations, and save it again. And as you can see with my settings, the clues were below the grid. I can click on the numbers and the clues appear, type in the answer, can check it, I can get a hint, I can check out my performance at the end, it gives me a score. What you're getting marked on is mostly the quality and the accuracy of your clues and answers. So give more of your time to these things rather than the appearance and the layout. So check out the next tutorial to find out how to submit this crossword once you've finished it, and to make it available for everyone else to see. See you soon.